MODELMIND72 coming at you with another episode of Spotlight on a Champion. We have the 1956 Chevrolet Bel Air Gasser Dirty Diana, the 2017 Spring Drag National Champion. She retained the title this spring run, and man, the competition in the Gasser class was fierce. Anybody watching this video, go back and check out that drag race video. Very exciting class. Any guys, builders out there that would like to be a part of the Gasser class, go right ahead. Build you a Gasser, send it in. See if you could take the championship away from Dirty Diana. So, you might be wondering, you know, where her grill gas tank is sitting here. Because during the battle, you know, parts come flying off these cars. They are race cars. Parts come flying off all the time. During the race, she lost her grill. Anyway, so Spotlight on a Champion. We got 1956 Chevrolet monogram. This is a vintage monogram kit. Of course, you know, she's still in progress of being built. Had some people some questions about, you know, do they have engines in these cars? And we'll go ahead and show you that Dirty Diana actually does have an engine in her, and it's still being built. You know, it needs a few more details added, but the ideal would be that, you know, all the cars have engines in them. Now, it's easier to put the engines in these gassers because the you know, the engine is higher than the axle. When the car is dropped, you probably would have to drill a hole through the block and design it that way. Just depends on, you know, your engineering and what way you design it, but it's all up to you to get an engine in there if you want one. Right now, you know, the regulations don't speculate that you have to have an engine, so you can run it with no engine. If you can design it and engineer it and get the engine in there, by all means, put the engine in there. Later on, if the rules change and you have to have, like, you know, an engine to run in that class, well then, you know, we'll deal with that when we get to it. But right now, it's pretty much run what you brung. The only speculation in the Gasser class right now is the rear wheel size. And these are the Pine Valley Torque Plus 2s. That's what all the Gassers are running in 2017 spring. Like I say, that could change the next time we run. All this information that I give you on regulations, understand that it's on a time sensitive. It's all time sensitive information. So, you know, the making of this video, it's valid, but by the time you watch this video, it could be invalid and been changed. That's why we have to, you know, continue watching and update our information as the information, you know, gets changed and updated. So, like I say, Dirty Diana did run last year in 2016, and her first run out of the track, she went off the track and ripped her whole front end off. So it was a spectacular run. The drag race is on the channel. Please go back, check it out. 2016 Gasser drags. I believe it was the first race I ran of the season, and that was before I put sides on the track. So, and she wasn't running too straight back then. But anyway, she is our champion, 2017 spring champion. You guys, you know, this drag racing program is really going to be limited as far as the growth, depending on how many of you guys build cars and send in. With the time constraints that I have, I can only build so many cars. Obviously, you know, it takes time to not only build the car, but you have to, you know, R&D, research and development of the car. You have to set the drag strip up. You have to actually race the cars. You have to film it. You have to edit. You know, I mean, it's a long process. That's why I'm saying, you know, right now, it's a very limited program. I can only show what I can show. And there's a lot of content to be filming with these cars. Not only, you know, the drag race itself, but you have like Spotlight on a Champion videos where we get to know the car, right? And the career, history of the car, the kind of career path and everything. So you got a lot going, you know, there's a lot going on. Plus, there's the race analysis videos where I go and break down the races at, you know, from start to finish, each heat, you know, each round, and show you, you know, what went down, which those seem to be pretty popular, talking to a couple of subscribers that, you know, that seems like something. But there again, right now I'm just throwing what I can throw on the content on the channel just to kind of pique people's interest and see, you know, where this thing could be going. I'm hoping to get sponsorship. Dirty Diana, she's a champion. She's a Gasser champion, but she has no sponsorship. There is sponsorship pending. I mean, I'm in negotiations with a sponsor, but the way the championship sponsors goes, to break it down real quick, it would be like if you want to sponsor a champion and another person wants to sponsor the champion, well, obviously the sponsorship goes to the highest bidder. Let's say if you were in NASCAR and Cheerios wanted to sponsor and Coca-Cola wanted to sponsor. I'm just throwing, you know, labels out there. It doesn't matter. But, you know, depending on which sponsor bid the highest, they would get the sponsorship. That's the same way it's going to go here. So when it pertains to a champion, if you want to sponsor that champion, you already know going in, you got the best chance of winning. So you might have to, you know, pay a little bit more to get that car for that season, which is totally fair and understandable. Now, any car that's going to be challenging the champion in that season, as far as sponsorship is concerned, the price is not set at the moment of filming this video. But, you know, to get sponsors, obviously I'm going to be, you know, negotiating to get sponsors. So, you know, if it's like I'm negotiating and they're like, well, you know, I think, you know, this right here, you know, I'm comfortable with this amount, well, then we might just go with that amount just to get them sponsored and get them in there. So, because all the cars need to be sponsored. Why? Lots of things. We need more gear to film and edit and stuff. We need to, you know, update our equipment. We need to, obviously, I want a cash prize to go to the champion. So if you know, sponsor a car and you win, you not only do you get championship, as far as, you know, we're going to vote on a belt or a trophy. You know, you guys could leave that in the comments if, you know, we should have a belt for the champion or a trophy. And besides that, you get bragging rights. You know, you're the champion of that season. And then, of course, you know, you get a cash prize. Beyond that, I want to encourage builders that don't want to sponsor to build your race car. Build your car, send it here. I'm going to crew chief everybody's car, so you'll have my number. We'll be in close contact. We can go over all the different aspects of the vehicle, how it's running, race setups, paint. I prefer you guys to paint it the way you want it. Say if you want your channel name on the side, you know, or your name on it, or whatever way you want it. I prefer you guys to paint it, you know, and get it the way you want it to look body-wise. And then when it comes to the chassis setups and race setups, I don't mind changing, you know, suspensions, axle materials, you know, wheels, setups, stuff like that, you know. So that's kind of like the way I would prefer it if you're going to build a car and send it in. Preferably, guys, if you're going to build a car, if you're thinking about building a car and sending it in, do your R&D, research and development on the car. Test it. You know, test it really well. Make sure it's rolling straight. The number one priority would be to make it roll straight. If your car is faster than another car, but yet you're going crooked and they're going straight, they're probably going to win. So one of the, if you want to say trade secrets, the car needs to roll straight to get you down the track. You have a better chance of winning. A lot easier said than done. Okay? I've had a few guys say, oh, this is nothing. I'm going to come in there and I'm going to clean house. And then they start building the car and they can't even get the car to go down the track. And they realize, oh, wait a minute. This is next level building. This is next level engineering. This